Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I've been getting lots of requests from high schoolers and college students and parents and parishioners on ways to work on yourself during Lent. And I said, wonderful way to do it is to read a book that maybe you wouldn't have read before to work on yourself spiritually by doing some spiritual reading. That's a great way to open yourself up and pray, but also learn something at the same time. So a few girls have been asking me, like, what are some good books to read? So I thought I would share a few of my favorites that I kind of look back on during Lent. This is a great one for anyone that is looking for some philosophical thinking or maybe some theology, that kind of thing. A wonderful book that has to do with different topics in faith. So if you open it up, like it'll have like loving your neighbor as yourself, or a warning or an encouragement, like different topics. So every day you can read a new topic, and it really doesn't matter on the day, but just like learn something new every day. So that's an easy way to do it. I like those kinds of things. But also Archbishop Fulton Sheen, I've been listening to some of his YouTube videos because he has some very great thoughts. So if you like philosophy, those are some books for you and some authors for you. If you're wanting to learn about something really interesting, I've been reading this book currently, and it is super fascinating because I kind of need someone to tell me what I need to do in my faith. And so this tells you, like, you will be in purgatory if you don't do these things. Like if you really need a spiritual excuse my language, kick in the pants. This is a wonderful book for you to get yourself into gear and to really take Lent and your faith seriously. So that's been really good for me to read because I work on that sometimes. This is a wonderful one about, actually this is Joe Dobrinsky's book. So Joe, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I stole this from you. But this is a great book on how you need to be a saint, but also how you can be a saint that's relatable. So I know a lot of saints are very, like, oh, I can never be a saint because I don't live my life in the way that they do. But St. John Paul was, even though he was the Pope, he was like a very relatable guy. Like he had the same kind of thoughts we did. So he's a great guy to learn about. But also I learned a lot of things I never knew about him before reading this book. So that's a great one. This is probably one of my favorite books of all time. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I read it a few summers ago, and it's just kind of about Christian friendship, but also how to be nice to anyone, like whenever you encounter anyone, why loving them is important, and like why relationships and friendships are super important to this world, and especially these days. This book is really easy read. It's kind of short, so I have tons of copies if you want to read that, but I think everyone should read this book. It's so good. This is a great book too. Oh my goodness. This is about the way that God loves you. So if you ever kind of feel unloved by God or forgotten or unwanted, this is the book for you. It kind of teaches you how you can communicate with God and how he can communicate with you back. So also Gary Chapman, like I put here, he has this wonderful book called The 5 Love Languages for anyone in a relationship. And that one kind of, or it's even in friendships too, like ways you receive love best and then ways that other people receive love best so you can love them well. So I really recommend that to anyone that is first starting out in a relationship or first starting out in a friendship. Like, how are some ways that you can love that other person really well? And it'll be like happier for both of you and like family members. I learned a lot about how I can love my family members from that book. And then this book, oh gosh, it's so good. It is about anyone that needs a little bit of guidance in relationships. Like, what am I looking for if I'm single? What am I looking for if I'm in a relationship? Am I at the right place? This is a wonderful book about self-worth and what you deserve and not settling for less than you deserve. So I really tell all my high school girls to check this book out because it is something that really inspired me when I was a young woman thinking about relationships and dating. So that is the Self-Worth What Up book. So these are some of my favorites. I hope that this has been kind of informational for you. And if you want to borrow any of these, I have a few copies of each. So please let me know if you would like to read with me this Lent. Thanks so much, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.